Hello students, I am Professor Tambe, Karmur Baura Patil Junior College, Sarola Kasar. We are going to start the topic respiration and circulation. So this respiration and circulation we can divide it into two parts. The first part, that is the respiration. To carry out the life processes, all organisms requires energy. Energy stored in the body of the organism in the form of complex organic compounds. So it is not usable form. It is converted into unusable to the usable form by the organism, and then it is used as a source of energy. The conversion of unusable form to usable form is achieved by process we call as a respiration. Now see the definition of respiration: a biochemical process of oxidation of organic compounds in an orderly manner for the liberation of chemical energy in the form of ATP is called respiration. Now see general equation of respiration. Glucose combined with carbon dioxide to form simple inorganic compounds like the carbon dioxide, water and 38 ATP molecule. So C6H12O6 plus 6O2 gives 6CO2 plus 6H2O plus 38 ATP molecules. In respiration, oxygen is taken, carbon dioxide is released. Means gaseous exchange takes place between organism and environment. The site of gaseous exchange is called respiratory surface. Exchange of gases is simple physical process. The respiratory surface, which shows some important features. The first feature, that is respiratory surface, shows large surface area. It is thin, highly vascular and permeable. And third, it is moist. So all above features helps for efficient gaseous exchange. Now see gaseous exchange in plants. Exchange of gases in plants takes place by diffusion. So what is diffusion? The flow of materials or substances from its higher concentration to their lower concentration we called diffusion. Terrestrial plants has air spaces between cells of the stem, leaf and roots. The air spaces, that is stomata in leaf, are continuous. Oxygen diffused into air spaces and carbon dioxide and water vapors diffuse out through the air spaces. In aerated soil, oxygen dissolved in water around the root, which enters it by diffusion process. In woody flowering plants, gaseous exchange occurs through lenticels. Then what is lenticels? Lenticels are small pores in the bark of the stem. So in plant, stomata on leaves, young stem, and lenticels on stem bark help in the gaseous exchange. Now see, these are the stomata present on the leaves. These are the lenticels present on the stem. Now respiration in animals. Animals shows wide variety of respiratory surfaces or organs. These respiratory surfaces differs in animals on the basis of complex organization and surrounding medium. Animal have specialized respiratory organs. In higher animals, respiratory organs are also associated with transport system like the circulation. Now see the function of the respiration. It brings about inspiration, expiration, gaseous exchange in lungs, and then these gases are transported by the blood. Now see some organisms, their habitat and respiratory surface or organs. The first, protist, sponges and coelenterate. All these are the aquatic animals. They shows plasma membrane for the respiration. Second, flatworms like planaria, annelids like earthworm, nereis, leech, and amphibians like frog. All these are either aquatic or semi-aquatic. They shows plasma membrane as a respiratory surface or general body surface as a respiratory surface which is moist skin. In insects, these are terrestrial and they shows tracheal tubes and spiracles for the respiration. In arachnids like the spiders and scorpions, they are terrestrial animals and they shows book lungs as an organ of respiration. In limulus, which is arthropod, which is aquatic, which shows book lungs, book gills for the respiration. In amphibian, like amphibian tadpoles of the frog, salamander and newts, these are aquatic animals and they shows respiration with the help of external gills. Fishes, they are aquatic and shows the internal gills for the respiration. Reptiles, birds and mammals, they are terrestrial and they shows respiration with the help of lungs. Then finally the turtles, they live under the water and they show special organ cloaca for the respiration. Now, human respiratory system. The respiratory system is divided into following parts, that is upper respiratory system and second lower respiratory system. Upper respiratory system includes external nares, nasal cavities, internal nares, nasopharynx, nose and throat. Lower respiratory system shows larynx, trachea, bronchi, bronchioles and lungs. Now see the different organs which are present in the respiratory system. It is nasal cavity, which is the part of the nose, nostrils, which is the initial part of the nose, mouth, larynx, then it is pharynx, trachea, right and left lungs. These are the various parts of the respiratory system. Now, upper respiratory system. First of all, we see the nose. It has pair of slits called as a external nares or nostrils for the entry of air in the nasal cavity. So this is the nose. Nasal cavity is divided into right and left nasal chambers by a cartilaginous bone we called as a mesenteroid cartilage. Each nasal chamber divided into three parts. The first part, vestibule, which is proximal part of the nostril. It has hairs for air filtration and trapping dust particles. Second part, that is respiratory part, we also called as a air conditioner part. It is middle, thin walled and highly vascular part for warming and moistening the inhaled air. Third part, that is olfactory, or which is also called as a sensory chamber. It is uppermost part lined by olfactory epithelium for detection of the smell. You know the one term, that is rhinoplasty, surgical reconstruction and shaping of bone and cartilage to enhance appearance of the nose and to enhance the process of breathing. Rhinoplasty is done. So see, these are the various parts of this nose. This is the nasal slits. This is the nasal chambers. This is having three different parts in this. Now, lower respiratory system, which can include the pharynx, which is divided into three parts: nasopharynx, oropharynx, and laryngopharynx. See, in the figure, this is this part. From this, it is the narrow nasopharynx. This is the oropharynx, and this is the laryngopharynx. Now, this nasopharynx, it is uppermost part from nasal chamber and leads into the oropharynx. Oropharynx, it is common passage for food and air and continuous as a laryngopharynx. Laryngopharynx, it is last part of the pharynx and enter into the larynx. Now, the palate bone is present between nasopharynx and oropharynx. Pharynx has set of lymphoid organs we commonly called as a tonsils. So we have four pairs of the tonsils. It produces antibodies through immunocells which help to kill germs and prevent throat infection. The next part, that is the larynx. It is also called voice box or sound box, as it contains vocal cords for producing sound. It is hollow tubular structure. The wall of the larynx is made up of cartilage plate held by membrane and muscles. Internally, the larynx is lined by pair of fold of elastic vocal cords. The voice is produced by passage of air between the vocal cords and modulations created by tongue, teeth, lips, and nasal cavity. The larynx open into laryngopharynx through a slit like opening we call it a epiglottis. We called glottis, sorry. The glottis of windpipe is guarded by leaf-like flap we called as a epiglottis. So this epiglottis prevent entry of the food particle into the trachea. Now we can stop here the first period.